Howdy, folks. It's Howie here. Um, Picked up a book called Lock and Key. And first issue of it is called Welcome to Lovecraft. It is a Lovecraftian novel, or graphic novel by Joe Hill, who is Stephen King's son. And I was reading Basket Full of Heads and some other regular books that he wrote. Damn, the guy's a good comic writer. So I had to pick up Lock and Key. And I've always heard Lock and Key was a good one, too. And you know what? It's fucking great. It's now, I have to confess, I've never read Lovecraft. Um, I only knew he did Cthulhu, so I thought he was kind of maybe a body horror guy at times. And some sort of demons from other worlds or something. But he's kind of, I looked into him after reading this. He's very subtle with his horror, very mysterious, and I can see it after looking into what he does. And I know I'm a bad nerd, bad horror nerd. Should have read some Lovecraft. But that happens. You can't read everyone. So what we have here is a house called it's the house. I guess the house is called Lovecraft, and the Lock and Key. The family are Locks, if I remember right, and the Keys are Keys. And you'll God, so much is said. So it's a lot of people in peril, not just women, kids, men. A lot of peril going on in the beginning, and eventually they realize they're in a house, and every door leads to a dimension, I guess that would be the word. But they have to find the keys, and in this they find a couple of the keys. That's it. That's the whole story. It's not there's more of these books in the series. One of the doors, one of the kids finds, which is really fun, is did you ever say it was a death door? When you walk through the door, you die. And you become a ghost, and you can go anywhere. And, you'll see his body lying there just like, all dead. It's funny when you see it. I gotta show you this. Because the way he looks is just, Bode, he's the character of the book. He's the funnest one. A lot of blood. Not a lot of horror, but blood and peril. A lot of peril, which I guess is horror. Yeah, it's horror. It's a different type of horror. It's not the demons and spooks. But here's one where he finds the key here. He opens the door to go to the room, and he's there, and it's the door open. He opens the door, and as he walks out, he becomes a ghost, and blah, he's dead. There he is, all bleh, butterflies landing on his face, and his ghost goes out, does whatever, sees his body, comes back, and that's the first time he goes. The ghost is out. Looks back and goes, "That's my body. I better get back in it." And like a butterfly comes and lands on him as he wakes up. Oh, and that is a thing he does. Is he starts going out that door more and more, being a ghost more and more. That's part of the story. I can't. This is part one. If I read all Lock and Key and really had a full grasp on it, but it's like the first act of a 3, 4, 5 act play, So this was really cool. The Echo Well, and there's a woman trapped in the well who's actually, I don't know what she is, a spirit, a ghost, something. And after the beginning with all the peril, it just becomes exploring the house. And I presume that's all Lovecraftian because it's all unknown, all very subtle, very. I mean, I'm assuming because I've not read him. I did try to listen to a Lovecraft book on our audio book, which was on YouTube, and it just didn't. I found it to be too flowery for my tastes. When I say flowery, it's like well, it was a house on the hill, or it wasn't a house on the hill. It was about a house that, and the problem was after it was an hour long story. It was probably a short story, the audiobook. And after about half an hour in, I'm like, I can't handle listening to this because I'm driving. I was just playing it while I was driving. I'm like, I hate. That's why I like graphic novels and comics. I hate all that flowery descriptive stuff where they say, like this would be a one where he walks into the room. On the wall were bars and windows. We have a round vessel that looks like a well, covered with stone. 4 high, 3 wide. I don't know. And you do too much of that. I mean, look at that. You can draw it. Boom, 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 and you get some dialogue in there. And the story's told. I mean, when you take 3 or 4 pages of a book to describe the room, the colors, the rug, I get it. You have to in a book, and you would have to in an audiobook, but he's too much of that. He can just say it's a room with a well, and that would work for me. Now, I mean, he has his style, so Lovecraft, at least that book, was very, very much. I'm only using this book as an example. The one I listened to is very much. It was a room with books on the shelf, the red carpet. I don't know. It was just not my style of prose novel or audio book, but this is. I really dug it. The characters are fun. I am going to read more Lock and Key. I think Joe Hill, I have not read his actual novels like Heart-Shaped Box, but as a comic writer, this guy is damn good. Damn good. I mean, yeah, I mean, I've had a few people who've watched my stuff and saw Chew and saw Farmhand, where I said, it's good stuff. This Joe Hill stuff kicks their asses. It's the Basket Full of Heads. Plunder, I think, is his other one from the current line. But just, this Lock and Key is, that's horror. If you want to read, I mean, to me, it's not horror. I don't know, horror, it's not graphic. I guess it's horror. It takes a lot to scare me. I'm a haunter. But it is spooky, creepy, fun stuff by a fantastic writer. I think, because I don't think Stephen King is a fantastic writer. I think Joe Hill is a fantastic writer. I'll have to someday read his actual Heart-Shaped Box or something. But right now, his comic writing, like I said, damn good. man's awesome. All right. Thanks a lot, folks. If you read comics, pick up a different genre. If you don't read comics, try one. All right. Thanks a lot, folks.